Greetings everyone, it is Mr. W here live from Quarantine Central. This week we're going to be making a self-portrait, and to give you an idea of what a really dynamic self-portrait focuses on, because likely you've had your class picture or school picture taken. We're going to be using that as our inspiration. Think about this much of our body, think about our head filling about this much of the space. So as you can sort of see by what I'm framing out with my hands, our shoulders are going to go off the page. Alright, so I'm going to break down right in front of you right now the 7 basic steps we're going to look at. You guys have mirrors available for you to look at, so I'm going to tell you kind of how to turn your face and what basic things to look for. Then we're going to get down to the creation station on paper, and we're going to do those steps one at a time together. So let's just kind of look and listen at the overview right now. First, when you're getting a dynamic portrait taken, you want to be at about a half turn. And so you can decide how you want the half turn to be. You want to go to the left or you want to go to the right. So in this case, I'll go to the right. All right, and you see, so when I half turn, smile, you know. We can see my nose. Well, first of all, you got the oval shape of your face, but the first thing we're going to focus on is the center of our face. That's going to be our nose. And so we're looking at the line from here to about here. So maybe your nose is like straighter down or rounder, or it's like wider. Mine's kind of long and a little pointed. And all the detail stuff we'll work on later. So look at that. We see a line going like this. And then you'll notice one eye is closer to my nose when I'm turned to the side, and the other one is farther away because of that space in between, which you have now moved by turning to the side. Okay, so we'll have an eye here and an eye here. Then 2 of your most unique features, your eyebrows, which they're all so unique and different, and you might not realize that's one of the most unique things about you. It kind of ties everything in together. All right, what do you notice about my ear? We're only seeing one of them. Whichever way my nose is facing, we're going to see the ear on the opposite side. That other one is going to be hidden. Okay, now the ear is going to be a crucial part, because on one side is my neck, come right to where my earlobe is. On the other side, we don't see it. So look, we see my neck all the way down the side of my face here. So after we get the shape of our face and our chin, our other neck side, which is inside, my cheek sticks out a little bit, my ear is right in there. That's where my other neckline is going to be. So I'll break all that down into the drawing. So that's what you're going to look for. You got my half turn, a nose in the center, eyes, eyebrows, ears, your mouth, if we left that off, your chin, and your neckline. And then the very last thing, we're going to do our hair. And for me, real simple, short little top, but for some of y'all with much longer hair, bangs and things like that, it's going to be a lot different. So let's get into the creation station and check it out. All right, welcome back into the creation station. Here is our portrait page. We want to make sure we're vertical, which is called portrait orientation. And in the top section of our page, we are going to start with pencil with a loose, big oval. Light, loose, simple. We're going to erase it. This is our guide, so it does not need to look perfect, and it definitely don't want it to be dark. We're going to pick the center of our page, and if you remember, we talked about that line on our nose when we did a half turn. So my nose kind of goes like this. All right, that's my nose. Whatever shape your nose might have might be different, and we'll talk about like how to add nostrils and all sorts of things later. The important thing for today's lesson is to start simple. All right, so you're going to want to look in the mirror and look at your eyes. And so it's kind of like most of us sort of like a football shape, lip shape. And then wherever the circle is whatever you see it in the mirror, that's your colored part. Wherever that is, the pupil is always going to be in the center of that. But the circle can move around. Now we're going to leave a little bit of space, and we're going to do our other eye. We're going to make everything really in relationship to our nose. So the oval no longer really matters that much to us. All right, for our eyebrows, even though eyebrows are hairs, we're going to go back and add details later. For right now, I want you to think of a simple line that shows the shape of your eyebrows, and then we'll go back and enhance them as needed. All right, so here's my eyebrows. Now, we move to the ears. Again, like I said, don't worry about the oval. Think about where the ears are going to go in relationship to your eyes. So there's a little bit of space. My ear is going to start about up here. When I look at the shape of my ear, it goes up and it goes down like that. All right, so I'm going to fix all that oval stuff later. One line for the ears. We'll go back in and add details later. All right, for your mouth, a shape if it's going to be open, a line if it's going to be closed. We'll talk about adding lips and other things later. Think about where it goes in relationship to your nose, about a finger's worth down for me, maybe a little farther or closer for some people, depending on how your lips look. Maybe a little bit more on this side. I'm just going to have a nice smile. I'll go back in and add my lips later. Now comes the part where we're going to have to really look at the shape of the side of our face that we're turned to. And so when you look in the mirror, you'll see maybe your forehead comes out, and then where your eye is, it kind of dips in a little bit, and then you have your cheeks, and then maybe your cheeks go down, then you have your chin, and then we're just going to kind of let our chin in right there. Alright, so now what we've done is we've transformed that egg shape into a real face shape. And I can't guarantee your face is going to look like my face. Our chins and cheeks and foreheads are all going to be very different. So, your neck. Your neck is going to be in line with where your earlobe tucks into your face. So where your ear is, you can go ahead and draw a neckline down until you see your neckline stop. Then you have to imagine, where is my other ear? It's probably, we're going to say, tucked away right here. So that line is more than likely right about there because of the half turn of our face. So, if you're wearing a t-shirt, you probably have a round collar like that. If you're wearing a collared shirt, it might be a little bit longer, like this. Okay, so you gotta kind of look in that mirror and see what are you wearing and how is that unique. Okay, so I'm doing the collared shirt on mine. And bring it down like that. And then your shoulders go along with the collar. Off the page, off the page. Good. So, at this point for your hair, we're basically going to essentially draw a outline of a wig. We can add the detail later. So if you were to just start at the top of your head, and if you take your hand and put it on the top of your head right now, ask yourself this: is there hair in front of it? And most likely, if you're not balding, then yes, you have hair in front of your head. Now, Mr. Woodward has short hair. His is only going to go a little bit in front of his head. If you have longer hair, it could come down. If your hair is pulled back, you may start where I am, and then your hair will go back over your head. Now, should your hair stick up above your head a little bit? Yes. If you have a short little buzz cut, it might just be a little bit. If you have thick hair, it might be a lot. If you have a mohawk, it might stick way, way up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my outline to give you a guide. And it's just going to kind of come across like this. And then I have some hair on the side, and it grows up above and up above. All right, sort of like that. And if I wanted to make it a little textured and spiky, I could kind of go up and sort of add some texture to it like this. All right, so you've accomplished all of this stuff. One thing that I might also look at now is, are there any lines in my face that kind of add definition? In my chin and around my mouth, I see these defining lines. You may have something different. You may have dimples. You may have like a twinkle in your eye, little lines around your eye. It's something different. Your shape might be different. So if today is a successful day, I would like you to get a Sharpie at this point, and I would like you to simply take all the good lines that you created that you're going to keep in your artwork, and we're going to go ahead and carefully outline those. And then what we'll do is we'll take an eraser when we're finished, and we'll get rid of all the stuff that we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of outline all of this. And I really hope while I'm doing this that you ask yourself, did I use a mirror and properly sort of examine my features? Sometimes it's hard to accomplish drawing them as accurately as you want, but did you use that tool in an attempt to create something that was going to have the lines and shape of the features in your specific face? Like I said, we're going to go back and talk about how to add details and all sorts of things like that as the week goes on. But I would call today a success if we got our portrait drawn, our outlines put on it. I'm gonna leave my eyebrows, and you can do your hair or not do your hair. I like to outline my hair, and then when I go back in and I add all the textures and things, you know, the outline is just there to give me a little bit of a guide. Okay. But on my eyebrows, I kind of just want to leave that alone, and I'm going to touch that up with color. Alright, so today you should take care of all that stuff, and then get your eraser into your paper and erase all the... Look at that oval. Look at that oval that we started with, and look at what we ended with. Alright, go ahead and sign your work. I'm going to go ahead and put my name on the bottom, just like that. And jump back into the Creation Station tomorrow and check it out. If you brought your folders, go ahead and put this work in your folders. If you didn't, keep it together, find your class bin, and clean up behind yourselves, clean your hands, stay safe, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Peace out, boys and girls.